Hi everyone, welcome to my blouse making videos. In today's video, I'm going to show you the making of my blouse pattern SP25. It's a beautiful pattern with a collar and I'm very excited to show you how I made it for my own measurement. So I am using the medium size from the ready-made patterns and I'm going to cut my fabric. I'm placing my fabric now because this pattern is with the seam allowance. So you have a choice whether you want to cut the patterns with seam allowance or without seam allowance. I know many people who like to give their own seam allowance. They feel more comfortable doing that, so you could do that as well. In this I am not giving any seam allowance extra. I'm just giving at the side because I like to give extra seam allowance at the side just in case I need to change any measurement later on. So I have placed the back pattern on fold. Now why I'm keeping it on fold is because it already has half-inch seam allowance at the center back, which I will use for putting the zipper. So that's why I'm not keeping it away from fold. If you're not using the seam allowance from the pattern, then please give half-inch extra at the fold so you can put your zipper. Now let me cut the front pattern. I'm cutting the center front pattern, which also has a dart in the center and which I will trace on later, and I will show you how to trace that. So I have placed my center front pattern and I'm now cutting without the seam allowance because my patterns are without the seam allowance right now. Similarly, the side panels, this has kind of a princess cut. I wouldn't call it a very typical princess cut. If you notice the design, it has a very straight cut coming down from shoulder meeting the bust. So these are the side panels. Now I have to cut them away from the fold. I need two pieces of it without the seam allowance because my pattern has the seam allowance. And now similarly for my collar, now I'm keeping it on the fold because my pattern already has the seam allowance. Later you will cut it from the center to have two pieces because the back has zipper and front obviously is in two pieces. So we will need two of these, in total four for the front and the back layers. Now let's remove all the pins, and as always copy the darts. Use your tracing paper and tracing wheel and trace all the darts. When I say all, in this case we have two darts at the back and we have one dart in the center front, but you will need to mark your darts not only for your lining but also for your outer, because I'm going to be working on seamless lining. That means your pad, your bust cup will be sandwiched between your outer layer and the lining fabric. So you will need to sew your darts separately and then we will be fusing the outer and the lining together. It's always a good idea that you pin all your darts and all your pieces together so that when you go on the machine to sew, you're not focusing on aligning your patterns but focusing on giving nice straight stitches. So put pins for all the darts, and the front patterns you have to join the side panels with the center front pattern. Pin the dart for the front as well. Basically do the pinning for all the patterns so that we can take it to the machine and start sewing it. Let's now take all these pieces to the sewing machine and give machine stitches to all the places where you have applied the pins. Now that your outer shell and the lining is ready, it's time to put the cup. Now we have to do it very carefully. Make sure that the mount of the cup is facing the outer and the depth of the cup is placed at the lining. So place the lining on top of the cup depth and match it with the maximum depth where you have the deepest point and place your pin. Put the pins accurately so you don't have any overlapping or excess of fabric, and then take it to the machine and give a nice round stitch all around it. Do exactly the same thing for the other bust also. Now your bust are attached and your lining is ready. Now keep your both the layers in a way that the right is facing the right. Place them properly on top of each other. Put your pins so that they don't move while you're sewing, and give a nice half-inch seam allowance stitch at the armhole, both the armhole and at the bottom hem. After your sewing is done, give some cuts at the armhole and at the hem. It is always advisable wherever your sewing is a bit curvy, you must give some cuts there at the inseam so that it gives nice finishing at the end of it. Now carefully turn the whole pattern inside out. Make sure you're not twisting your cups too much and spoiling the shape of the cups. Turn them neatly outside and give a nice press to it. Now let's repeat the same process for the back patterns as well. Keep the lining and your outer together in a way that the right is facing the right. Put your pins and then give stitch on the armhole and at the bottom hem. After stitching, turn the pattern inside out and give it a nice press. Now there are two more components left to be done. One is the zipper and the collar. Now zipper I've shown many times before in my videos. You have to basically change the foot and then you have to put the concealed zip foot and then place your zipper. Now in this particular blouse, the zipper doesn't start right from the top. Now the reason being, your neckline should be wide enough to go through your head. Now this blouse is very close to the neck, and if you put the zipper right from the top, you will not be able to get inside the blouse. You can also have a zipper starting from bottom to top, but in that case the waist becomes too small and you will not be able to get through your shoulder and the bust. So in both the cases, from top to bottom or bottom to top, you will not be able to apply a zipper, and hence we have to do the zipper a little bit lower at the back so that the neckline becomes a bit bigger. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm using the concealed zipper, but I'm starting a little lower from the back neck so that your neckline becomes a bit wider. So as you can see how I'm doing the zipper, I'm using the concealed zip foot and applying the zipper. After applying the zipper, there is a bit of an opening at the top of your center back. That opening, you will take the pattern from inside and then sew it. Now the zipper is done, but we have to secure the top part of your zipper. It can't be finishing exactly at the opening. So we will use the one-sided foot and finish the top of the zipper. Just give 1-inch stitch to secure that part. Change your foot to the one-sided foot and give 1 inch of the stitch at the opening of your, the top of your zipper. Now for the top opening of your center back, you will need to sew it from inside. So insert your hand from the lining, the opening at the side, put your hands through that and catch the seam from inside and give it a stitch. You might need to give a bit of a slit at the, at the bottom so that you can get hold of the seam and sew it comfortably. Once you get hold of it, take it to the machine, change your foot, go back to the normal foot and take it to the machine and sew it, and then turn it inside out. It will turn out beautifully. You won't see any rough edges or undone seam over there. Let's now prepare the collars. You have to sew the collars, 2 layers of them from the wrong side. So you have to sew 3 sides of it, leaving the bottom open. Bottom is basically the opening which is going to be attached to the neckline. Give that stitch to both the set of collars and turn them inside out. Now let's attach these collars to the neckline. Find the center front, put a pin there, and that's where you start your collar from, because the collar is in 2 pieces, right? So you have to start from the center front and keep applying your pins accurately, matching the seam allowance and the entire collar matching to the neckline. After you have put your pins for both the sides, you will prepare your bias tape and place your bias tape at the right side and give a nice stitch on the machine. After sewing it on the machine, again as always, we will give some slits so that you can comfortably fold the bias tape, neatly fold the bias tape. So after giving the stitch on your bias tape, you will fold the tape inward and give it a nice finishing. After all that is done, your collar is ready, and give it a nice steam press. Push the collar downward, press it downwards and give it a nice steam press. Your blouse is now almost ready. All you have to do is secure the zipper, cut the axis of the zipper at the side, fold it inward and give a stitch at the side based on your personal fit, or you can just follow 1 inch seam allowance or whatever seam allowance that you've given, and your blouse will be ready.